I'm going to arbitrage in Texas and buy in small markets to do Airbnbs. Like Arkansas, places like that with stable economies, where the hotel industry ain't big, and places where they want to see more, I guess, what would you call it? More tourism in their city or state, in their city anyway. Because I noticed, like, it's only, like, to do an Airbnb down there, it just costs $30 for a permit, and boom, you're good.
Welcome to Live, Let Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Myka and Steve.
Hello, hello, hello.
And welcome back to another exciting episode
of Live,
Let
Thrive.
Man, so what you been up to, Steve? Well, what episode are we on?
This is episode 79 of y'all's favorite Airbnb, VRBO, Home Away, Turo, all that. Maybe not Turo so much.
Yeah, we're trying to get my
kind of
Turo
stiffed
guy.
us. Of y'all's favorite podcast about hustling and getting that Skrilla.
Getting that paper. Getting that paper.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Well, it's about other stuff and flowery things, like they say in those books, find your one thing.
Yeah.
One thing is money. Shoot, I'm just kidding.
Yes. One thing is money.
So we're back, man. We're back for another episode.
Episode 79, man. Almost to 80. We got 21 to 100. We moving.
Crazy.
I know, huh?
How did that happen?
I know. It came quick. I think we were just sitting where were we at? Sitting in a bar and saying, let's start a podcast, and we did it?
Yeah. You were, we met, shoot, like 2 years ago already, right?
Dang, it's been that long?
Going on 2 years. Yeah, we started this podcast. Man, yeah, I think so.
Dang.
Anyways, we met at we didn't meet at a bar. We kind of did. We met through Bigger Pockets.
Yeah.
And I had put on there something about investment clubs and this and that. And then you said, "Hey, man, I'll go check out your investment club and see what's going on."
Yeah.
You talked about weed stocks a little bit.
Yeah.
Should have bought all the ones you could back then.
I was real heavy into weed stocks. No, I made some money off of it. I sold all of them, but I made some money off of them.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. You still doing stocks?
Well, we still have our club. We still have our investment club, and it's doing all right. It went through super highs and super lows, and then back up to the middle, and then now we're at about 7.2% return on our money.
That
ain't bad.
Now my question is, what stocks are y'all investing in? If you want to share,
We got some Chronic.
Y'all did?
CRON, the Chronos.
Oh.
We call it Chronic. And they labeled it like that on purpose, right?
What is the Chronos?
CRON. It's a Canadian weed company. So we got it right before.
Canada with the game, okay.
Yeah. Because the whole Canada is legal now. You know that, right?
Yeah. I remember that happened. That was a good move then. Good move.
Yeah. So we got in on the weed stocks, and we got some Square. I told the guys to buy some Square. Remember?
Okay. Yeah.
Got some Apple. Apple dropped, and so we got some Apple.
How cheap is Apple now?
Well, we got it at like $150. $150.
Oh, I thought you meant $1.50. I'm like, what?
No,
like, okay, yeah, $150.
I wouldn't be doing this podcast right now if we bought a buttload of Apple at $1.50.
Dang.
But we got some oil, we got some booze stocks. We got stuff that people will always want and need.
Okay,
that's what I think. And they always want that weed.
Yes, sir. They about to legalize it everywhere. But we got the Super Bowl coming up, in 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2
that
weeks.
Atlanta
man.
Airbnb game is about to be jumping, man. I'm already hearing people pricing their stuff at a couple thousand a night. So, yeah, Atlanta Airbnbs are about to be off the chain. If all the people that wanted to get in on that, I think it's probably too late. Well, I don't know. I don't think it's too late. You can set one up real quick and sell to like a last-minute booking.
Yeah.
Get a couple stacks.
Yeah, you can do that. It's never too late for the game,
Who you got for the Super Bowl?
Okay. This one is kind of, to me, it's weird because I really wanted to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I thought that would be cool.
Turn the ball over too much.
And then they got Brady's going again, and so I'm like on that side I wasn't too excited, whatever. And then the Rams, I did want them. I was like, that'd be cool to see the Rams in the Super Bowl, Rams and Chiefs.
Yeah,
they did get in, but man, they got that BS call to get in the game. I was like, man, I felt.
We already seen the Rams and Chiefs though.
In the Super Bowl?
No, just against each other this year.
That was a badass game, probably the game of the year.
Probably was, but we got to let old Tom Brady get his chance at the Rams. He ain't played the Rams this year, right? No, he didn't play the Rams.
No.
So let Tom Brady get his chance.
It'll be a Super Bowl. It'll be all right. But I guess I would say that I'd say New England's probably going to pull it out.
Yeah, me too. You can't bet against Thomas.
You can't give him 1 week to prepare. He's deadly. Give him 2 weeks to prepare. He's lethal.
Yeah, so except for against the NFC East.
Yeah.
Yeah, NFC East, the only people to smack them in the Super Bowl, Giants twice and Eagles once.
That's true. It should have been the Cowboys' year this time. Right?
East side. So we got that going on. People down there people in Atlanta about to be going off, getting a paper. Well, another exciting thing for the DFW, we got the bullet train coming.
The bullet train.
Do you want to explain to everybody what that is?
You can't bring it up and then tell me to explain it.
All right. So it's the, I think, do they have them in China?
Yeah, they do have
them. Is it China or
Japan? They do. I know Japan they do.
No, so they got the little bullet train coming to the DFW. Pretty much, it's a train that will get you from Dallas to Houston in 90 minutes. That's with driving, that's exactly cutting it in half, right? 'Cause it's a 3-hour drive.
To Houston is like 4 hours, ain't it?
Ooh, no. Well, depend on where you're leaving from. If you're leaving from like the heart of Dallas, yeah, it can be 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
I get there in 2.5 to 3 from my house, but I take the back way. But it's pretty much cuts the whole trip in half. It's it is a 1.5-hour ride, so that could be good for like the weekends. Might get booked up on Airbnb, for like who was it? People coming in town for the weekend, because I know that's when I'm gonna use it. Hopping on that weekend trip. So,
okay.
Yeah, the bullet train, I definitely think that can affect some things in Dallas and Houston. I need to pick up some units in Houston, actually.
Pick up some units right next to the bullet train.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a good one. But, yeah, man. What you got going?
Real quick, we're doing the Facebook Live thing. I just want to, I know, save the questions for last, but my wife, she puts something funny. I think she meant to put, this one is going to be good, as in this episode's going to be good or great or awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But she accidentally put, this one's going to be bored. It's going to be.
Wow.
Thanks, babe. I didn't know we were boring. No, but, yeah, man. The bullet train is pretty cool. I would like to try it, at least try it once. But, it's funny. I work for an airline, so I fly for free.
Yeah,
to get to Houston. But still, I got to go to the airport, go through all the security BS, right?
Yeah.
And then I got to go to the, get on the plane, do your luggage, get off the plane, all that crap, get a car, whatever.
Yeah.
But the bullet train, it does sound interesting. It does sound pretty cool. And so, but it's going to be expensive, right?
I'm hearing it's going to be expensive. But I think, well, if it is expensive, an 1.5 hours though, people will take that. I think it'll be a hit.
Oh, for business people, for sure, man.
All day. That's what I was thinking. The business people, business
folks.
Because I used to have, when I worked up in, where did I work? In Frisco, we had people like 3 or 4 guys that come in every week. They drive up from Houston. That's where they lived. So, I think it could be a hit, especially for business people.
That would be cool, man.
Definitely.
Get some. Texas is growing leaps and bounds, and then of course Google's coming to Austin, so they're gonna say, "Hey, we want to stop. We want to spot on that bullet train."
Oh yeah, that's what they're doing it for. Because they're doing this as I guess a test prototype to see how efficient it is.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to connect all the metroplexes: Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. So I think it'll be pretty dope if it hits. I think it will.
Yeah. But is it 100% guaranteed, or are they still trying to fight it?
It's the people down in Navarro County, I think, and Ellis County that are fighting it. The little small town people. Mm-hmm. But I think they're pretty much just gonna run straight through their stuff and be like, "Look, player, we got this. Get out the way."
Yeah. Just scoot over a few feet that way. You'll be all right.
Yeah, we got it. So I think it's gonna come because they've been talking about it for too long.
Who I thought was fighting it for a while was be the airline industry, because that's the bread and butter. The Houston trips, the business. Dallas and Houston. Of course, Dallas, Austin, Houston, San Antonio. Those are it's the business hub right there.
Yeah.
So they don't want these trains coming and doing it for cheaper. But like, as far as right now, it doesn't look like they'll be doing it for cheaper. Probably around the same price. Mm-hmm. But as it gets more and more popular, of course the price will drop, right? I would think. I mean, that's just natural. That's just business.
Yeah, it'll drop
as it gets perfected.
Yeah. Have you heard of Von Lanes?
No.
It's a bus that'll take you to Houston, Dallas, Austin, and San Antonio. But there's like some plush buses. They're real nice. Like,
luxury buses?
Yes, luxury buses taking you back and forth between the metroplexes.
How much is like a round trip? Like a couple hundred?
Yeah.
So
about a couple hundred. But I mean, now I think that's going to be his biggest competitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Von Lane might have some competition issues because if you can be plush on a train and be there in 90 minutes,
mm-hmm.
It's going to be hard to beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what's going to be going on.
It's growth, man. Growth coming to Texas.
Straight up.
More growth. So that's kind of like it brings us back to where I was debating, should we buy more real estate right now? And I mean, if it keeps popping like it is, man, I mean, shit.
I mean, speaking of real estate, man, we got a lot of real estate stuff to talk about. Because remember last episode, we were talking about refinancing. And it took me a whole week to finally figure out I am going to refinance. But I looked at it from a different point of view. I didn't realize when you refinance, you can now put your property in someone else's name or your LLC's name. So I'm about to refinance my house in Arkansas, put it into my LLC's name, cash out. The money goes to my LLC, of course, on paper, and then buy another property.
You say on paper.
Yeah, on paper. There you go. That's all it matters, on paper. So, boom, I buy another property and then keep going from there.
Do that 20% Trump wash on your money, right?
Yeah. Because I'm going to drop a 20% piece on something. Because I'm going to buy out of state. I'm not going to buy in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to arbitrage in Texas and buy in small markets to do Airbnbs. Like Arkansas, places like that with stable economies, where the hotel industry ain't big, and places where they want to see more, I guess, what would you call it? More tourism in their city or state, in their city anyway. Because I noticed it's only to do an Airbnb down there, it just costs $30 for a permit, and boom, you're good. I need to stop telling people this because I don't want people dropping down there. But yeah,
hey, they can buy from you, man. Be a little syndicate, right?
Yeah, we might set that up.
Yeah, he's the expert. So anybody needs some property in Arkansas, hit up Myka. He'll put you in a nice
I ain't about
place.
to put you on because I'm trying to buy right now. I'll tell you some messed up spots. Now I'm playing.
Damn.
But yeah, man. So yeah, I think I am going to refi. How's your house search going?
Okay, I'll get to that in 1 second, but I want to bounce off what you said real quick.
Okay.
And you said, buying the small markets,
mm-hmm.
and then arbitrage
mm-hmm.
in the bigger markets. Mm-hmm. And of course, you're going to live in the bigger market too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's kind of funny you should say that because there's this one real estate show I always listen to. I might have sent you an episode before,
mm-hmm.
but it's Creating Wealth, Real Estate Investing, and it's with a dude named Jason Hartman.
Okay.
It's a pretty good. It's a very informative podcast.
Yeah.
On real estate investing. He's all about buy and hold and all this stuff, and pull all the equity out all the time, kind of thing. He goes.
Hey.
What is his one of his saying is refi till you die.
I like that, refi till you die.
And he has some good arguments why you should do that. And one other thing is grab that equity while it's there, protect mm-hmm. it before it disappears. That's one of the main things, because the market could go down and you lose all that equity overnight, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That plus, and when he said this part, it was funny because I do remember in this period when 2008, 2009, everything started kind of plummeting. Yeah. And these people got into these giant freaking houses that they couldn't afford. A lot mm-hmm. of people, right?
Yeah.
Whereas other people had this, paid off little bitty house that they could afford. And who did the government and the banks bail out? They bailed out that neighbor of yours that got that giant freaking house, and they helped them, they helped him keep that house, and they ended up paying like less mortgage than your ass, who did everything the right way, the correct way. I'm gonna try to put all these payments towards this house, extra payments. And these fools that don't have like 1% or negative equity in their house, the government helped them keep in their house. So he said that's another argument why you should always pull out as much as you can from your houses.
Yeah,
because then
for real.
And plus, then the banks don't want to take that house back because there's no equity in it. You know what I'm saying? They want houses with equity. And anyways, that's I got way off topic there. But
that's actually good. I'm happy you said that because I need to start taking notes on that. They don't want no houses with it. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
REFI till you die. And so I'll send you his podcast. But anyways, another thing that he says on there.
Keep going.
Another thing that he says on there is because what you were talking about, buying small market. He believes in that. He believes in buying in small markets, like he said, Indy, Memphis, and there's some other ones that he believes to buy
Memphis
in.
10, okay.
That doesn't, and he says non-cyclical. The ones like LA is really a cyclical market. It goes way up or it goes way down, and like Chicago, New York, places like that where it's just, He says buying stable markets that are, smaller markets that'll just, gradually, grow whatever year after year and not go through crazy cycles. And he goes, and live where you want to live. Yeah. He said, and he goes, the funny thing is he owns like hundreds of houses, right? And he has like he has a company that also sells turnkeys and stuff like that. But he'll go and rent a high-end house in a city he wants to be in.
Really? And
so, cause like he says, you get more house for the buck when you rent high-end, Yeah. And then and of course you don't have to fix anything, and you can bounce whenever you want.
Yeah, for real.
Whereas if you buy a high-end house, I mean, you're not going to go and, hey, I'm going to rent this for $5,000 a month. Who's going to, you're going to have to rent it at a whatever decent price to somebody like him. And he says, buy where it makes sense and live where it don't make sense.
Wow.
So it's like when you said that, I was like, that's kind of his philosophy a little bit, Why buy in these hard markets like where we're at, where it's so competitive and prices are so high? We can go somewhere else, next state over. You can run it all from your phone. It's like shit.
For real.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Man, that REFI till you die. It's a new one for me. I like that.
Get that monies.
Yes, sir.
And you were worried about the interest rate when you do that.
Yeah, I was, but I'm not anymore. I mean, the interest rate ain't on me anymore. It's on the company. They'll figure it out as long as the numbers make sense. That's another thing I want to ask. Like, do you have any of your properties in your LLCs at this moment?
No.
You don't?
No.
Okay. Do you plan on doing it?
What are the benefits of that, of having it in the LLC?
Liability, for one. Liability. I know there's I know that Trump has that 20% deduction. You'd really have to talk to a tax professional, but I just know that I would have the debt off of me. That's my whole thing. And another thing I know for me is now that I'm officially, since I'm going to get my second 1099 from Airbnb, so now I'm officially, what is it called? I have self-employment on the side for me, nice. So I can get loans and stuff through that. So that's what I'm really trying to do, trying to get everything into my business, and then just I may keep my personal home in my name, and I need to start learning about series LLCs and stuff like that, because if I start getting multiple properties, I'm trying to have multiple properties in different LLCs.
Right.
But yeah, I was just also about getting it off you. Like once I finally got all my business debts out into my business now, like my credit score shot through the roof. But
really,
yeah. When I was first doing like my business credit card, it was all on me. I had good credit then, but it really went through the roof when I got it all to my business.
Nice. Get it off you.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. It's certain, we're going to talk to a tax professional. With my guy, he said, he was telling me if I got into my LLC, it shows my LLC has debt, and then the income coming in, now you have a debt to income ratio in your LLC. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good advice, man. I gotta hop on that LLT train.
Yeah. LLC Train.
LLC Train.
Yeah.
And so now Trump dropped the corporate tax rate to 20%. You save a lot of money.
Get that 20. I think it's like a 20% deduction, right, or something like that. It's something he did.
Yeah, something like
you can
that.
come up under any president. Don't worry about who the president is. Just get your paper.
True. That's true.
For real. Because I came up under Obama and I came up under Trump. So, hey, Obama got me my first house and Trump made me thrive in one. So it is what it is. Take what they give.
That's true.
Like my guy says, it's always a loophole.
It is. And I've told you before, it's like, like a long balloon. You know, and it's like one president's going to squeeze on this end, so all the air's going to go on that end. The other president's no, squeeze on this end. It's going to go. You just got to move with where the air's going.
Go with the flow, baby.
Go with the flow.
Straight up, man. Go with the air.
So you were asking me about, how our house hunt.
Yeah.
And I said we were, in talks of getting Can's house,
Okay.
our buddy, our kind of mentor, and he, of course, he always tells you to pull all the money out of your houses too. He's
Can
always
the man,
that.
Can the man. He probably tells you to pull it out and go buy you a multifamily, doesn't he?
Is he about multifamilies? Is he all about multifamilies? Oh, he does. He buys duplexes, right?
Yeah, duplex. He buys like 30 unit apartment complexes, man.
He does like syndication.
He told me, like, as I first met him, he was like, I told him I wanted to get more units. He was like, how many multifamilies you have? He was like, how many single families you had? I said 3. He goes, sell them all. Go get multifamilies. I said, damn. Okay. But yeah, he has some good advice though. He knows his stuff because I think he has 700 doors.
Is that how many he has?
Yeah. What up, Kim? But yeah, he has 700 plus doors, all multifamily. I know one unit he has. I seen one of his units. I was going to Airbnb it. He has a unit out in right there by the stadium. He has like a 20-something unit out there.
Oh, is that the one they're going to try to sell?
It might be. I think it is for sale.
I think they're trying to get paid on that one.
Really? Yeah. So he knows his stuff, man. That's why I'm really trying to get into multifamilies.
And so I was trying to buy one of his,
Okay.
Well, my wife really liked it a lot, and that's the one with the small yard. I brought it up before. Well, anyways, he agreed. He's like, yeah, I want y'all guys to get it and everything. And then I guess his wife, he blames it on his wife. Who knows what the truth is. That's our guys, married dude sales tactics, right? Whenever someone thinks they got us pinned to make a purchase on something,
My wife.
we always got that get out of jail free card. When we're pinned in the corner, oh man, it sounds great. The numbers look great, but let me ask my wife and get back to you. Then they know, like, this guy's bullshitting me.
This guy's bullshitting.
Where's the pants, man? She does. Let me ask my wife. So anyways, he said that his wife didn't want to sell the house after all. They wanted to keep it because it has sentimental value, and they just hold on to it and keep it as a rental. I'm like, okay, okay, I'll buy it. But I wasn't really hurt by it. I was just like, okay, there's other opportunities out there. Yeah. And I don't have to walk out back and touch my fence when I reach out the back door. It's such a small yard. But we'll see. We'll see. We're still searching, and I'm still getting whispers from South Padre. I hadn't talked about Padre in a while.
SPI.
But I've been following it because Boca Chica Beach, which is like right south of South Padre, you can actually see the beach from Padre. That's where Elon Musk is building the launch pad for the SpaceX, know. And so I'm like, man, I keep seeing the progress, and they already got the little rocket built and everything, man. And so it'll be hopping. It's actually called a star hopper or something like that. Yeah. It'll be going up pretty soon. And I was like, man, I could get a condo, make sure that I can see where the launch pad's going to be. Mm-hmm. Man, I can rent.
Now, when is this supposed to be done?
I thought it was going to be late this year.
I would buy down there then.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why. If you
They might do a little museum and stuff.
Yeah. No, because this is how I look at it. If you buy down there now and they get done, let's say the beginning of 2020, let's just give it a year. I think what that does is it's going to bring another crowd into there. You're going to have more of a tourist crowd now, but you're going to have a business crowd coming in. Because right now it's just touristy, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to have that sloop of a down season. Maybe during that down season, it can kind of just be steady. And so I think it'll be a good time to buy.
People are already driving out down there, and getting in front of where the rocket's set up on the little launch pad and stuff, and driving their Teslas and taking pictures with their Tesla in front of the rocket. I mean, you can't get really super close, but you can see in the background they're all taking their pictures with their little Teslas and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
And it ain't even launched nothing yet, so there's people already trickling down there to go check it out.
Yeah, see, I think it is. It might be a good place to buy right now. You know,
and we love Padres, so we get to use it too.
Is it expensive down there?
It's still about the same when I told you I was looking last time.
Really?
You know,
okay, that ain't bad then. You know,
so I can probably get a decent 1-bedroom condo for about 90 G's, and a 2-bedroom for about 120, 130 G's. You know,
that ain't bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad. And then if we get to use it and enjoy it too, that that's a plus. Yeah. So still getting the whispers from the island, man, from the island life.
Yeah, I think that might be a good one to go ahead and hop on, man. Like that'll be a good one.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. You done your taxes yet?
I'm trying to avoid taxes at all costs.
Because you gotta. Y'all usually pay, right? Is that what happens?
Yeah, I already paid them this month. As a matter of fact, that's why I was like, I'm mad. The guy had to send the IRS like 2 G's this month. I'm like pretty pissed. I'm like, dang, I thought y'all were shut down. But y'all still out here collecting checks though. But I ain't done my taxes yet. I ain't even got my W-2s in yet. Once I get those, I got most of my personal stuff done. I just got to fill out like gas sheets and all that, send it to my CPA. Yeah. Once I'm done with, because he's like, we'll go ahead and get your business taxes done, then we'll do your personal. But you done your taxes yet?
Yeah, I did. I did them the other day, a couple of days ago. Yeah, I got the W-2s and I got in the computer.
You get your 1099?
Rocking and rolling. Yeah. From the
Airbnb?
From Airbnb Bizzle.
Yeah.
No.
You might not want to do your taxes then yet, man.
No.
Yeah, that's tracked income.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah.
I have the printouts and stuff from the year, but like you said.
Yeah, you didn't file it on your taxes?
Well, I just I did my own online, the H&R block where you fill in all the numbers. I did all that, so I guess the 1099 would be a little different. You think?
No, you'd have to file it in there. Like it says your 1099K forms. Mm-hmm. You ain't gonna send it to you, and you just file it in there. Well, unless like me, I file mine completely separate because it's an LLC and the other ones are personal stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if you guys are like, if your stuff says like, if your 1099 says Steven Swada, you got you got to file it with that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, might have to do some amending
might have on. Don't worry, you might get away with not reporting it.
I mean, of course I did that, Myka. Put me on the spot. And
my bad. I was just seeing because I was like, man, you got your 1099 already. I ain't got mine. That's what I was like, dang. But but hey, I ain't filed my taxes yet. I've been trying to. I hate tax season. I personally do. Like everybody loves it. Me and Mahogany, we're like, shit, that time of the year.
Now, do you pay your property taxes as the year goes, or do you wait till the end?
Only on my condo, I wait till the end, and I already paid it.
Okay.
Another $2,000.
Oh, okay. Because you don't buy into that philosophy. Just hold on to your money until you have to pay the IRS. You don't buy into that.
Someone on our show came and said that. I don't know, man. What you mean when you have to? When they on your ass?
Well. When April 15's rolling around and you.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, is it worth it to pay your put all that money that you would be paying in property taxes into an account where it's making you money, and then here comes tax season, and then boom, here you go. And you made a little bit off that money instead of just paying them the money every month. If you had enough properties, it might be worth it. Right?
Yeah, I think it is worth it now, but I just.
It's simpler just to.
But I might start doing that actually. Once I get this next property rolling in, I might start doing that. But
yeah, it's a thought.
Yeah,
I've never done it that way, but I know people at work that just have one house and they still do it that way. They're like, oh man, I got to write this $10,000 check to the IRS coming up because property taxes for their house is like 10 G's, but they don't pay it until April 15th, so they're not looking forward to tax season.
Yeah, I just pay it. I figure just pay it all along the way. I can't that $10,000 check, man, and give me it, man. I'll be anxious like 10 G's. I'm giving this to y'all, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's a rough lick. So what else were we talking about today, man? We got, I spoke with Jerome.
Oh, yeah. What's been up with Jerome? What up, Jerome? Rome in the house.
He says, what's up? You know, he says, miss you guys. He said he's kind of been laying low on the real estate for a little bit after they redid the last house and, you know, got it up and going and everything. Mm-hmm. He said it was just such a long, arduous process and just, you know, trial and error and all that stuff. But after all that, they finally got it up and running and said they're going to take a break from, you know, acquiring for a while because it really put a lot on them, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, but they said they still follow the show, they still listen, they still like our stuff, but they just been laying low for a little bit. And
where's he at again? His location? He's not Philly. He's somewhere else. He's from Philly.
He's from Philly, but
Carolinas,
he's in,
right?
God,
or Virginia.
Is it Virginia? Oh shit.
Because I was going to ask him how the market.
I think it's North Carolina, right?
Yeah, the Carolinas.
Because I told him I wanted to go see a game, and
okay.
He said, yeah. And so he said he's kind of like, like I said, he's taking a little bit of break from real estate.
Yeah.
You know, I think, and well, he said that I was like, I told him, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Because I've been thinking the same in a way, especially doing the Airbnb route, because it is a lot of, you know, it's more hands on and this and that. And I know you can automate the freak out of it.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
And but he was saying that, like I said, he works at the post office still, but he made a good point.
Yeah.
He made a point I didn't even think of at the time. And he said, for example, you know, he said it's a lot of work. Oh, okay. Because I said, I kind of sometimes I get the feeling sometimes too, whereas I said, instead of putting all this money, you know, into buying a house, fixing it up, renting it out, fixing it up again whenever something goes wrong, renting it out again. You know, I was like, you know, I was speaking more of the long-term thing. I was like, I wonder if what that return is, if you compared it, you know, with all the stuff you have to put into it, towards if you just pumped all your money into the stock market, all your extra money into the stock market, maxed out your 401k, maxed out your IRA, and just let that ride, as opposed to using that money instead to try to accumulate real estate. I just said, I wonder what the difference would be.
Sounds like Steve's going Dave Ramsey on us, man. What's he doing, man? He wants to work forever and go Dave Ramsey on us. Now, go ahead.
It was just a thought. It's crossed my mind. I was like, if I would have just started out doing that, I wonder what the stack would be different. Yeah. I still believe in real estate, and it's you know, there's a bunch of reasons we spoke about before, but it gets frustrating sometimes, and so I was just, you know, we were chatting back and forth.
Yeah.
And he said, he's thought of those things too. You know, would it be just easier to dump it all into the stock market and just let it ride, whatever?
Yeah.
But then he said his reason for doing it is to leave a legacy to his kids and grandkids.
Yes, sir.
And his big point that he made, and it's what I wrote on one of the topics, was because jobs like mine, he said, like the post office and similar jobs, he goes with the AI coming and all this stuff, they might be gone. Like there might not be these jobs for our kids. Yeah. So I'd like to have a nice, you know, legacy of the real estate to leave to the kids so they can run it and they'll have their own business, you know, built-in job or whatever.
Straight up.
And I was like, AI, huh? I was like, I didn't even think about that. You know, how many of these jobs that we're just used to nowadays might just be gone, you know, by the time our kids are grown and ready to hit the job force.
Straight up.
So,
I mean, well, I'm going to bounce back what you said. That's the only reason I do real estate. It's for my kid and his kid and moving on. I mean, you have to build something. Straight up. I'm happy you said that, because that's the truly reason why I do it. But yeah, there are jobs that are going to disappear. But you have to remember, when those jobs disappear, it's going to create more jobs, because whatever you create has to be, troubleshooting has to go on, building has to go on. So it's always going to create other jobs. It's just you got to prepare them skill-wise to have those jobs, or trade-wise, whatever it is, you know. Because I want my kids to have a choice. Like if they say, hey, I don't want to go to college, I don't want to be sitting there, oh man, you got to go to college. It's the only way. No, forget that. If you don't want to go to college, hey, here's your real estate. You can use the cash flow from this. You can sell it. It gives you so many different options. So, yeah, it's something to think about. But I love real estate, and the reason I keep doing like Airbnb because I've streamlined it and made it easy. And once you make it easy, it's like I'm very hands off with my Airbnbs. It's just a hands off process. But I know a lot of people come to me saying, it's a lot of work. I'm like, even people in that professional host group, they're like, yeah, this is so much more work. And I'm like, I think you just have to take note. I'd rather spend 20 hours automating something so I'd never have to do it again. If you take that time and automate it, never have to do it again. That's how I look at it.
That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
And it's the only way to keep from going crazy, I think.
Yeah. Because if you sit there and go crazy, you just really, pretty much at the end of the day, you need to get to a point where you're just collecting paychecks.
Yeah. And three things that I thought of just right now while you were saying that.
Yeah.
Because what differentiates real estate from stocks, and I just come up with three words: fun, pride, and challenge. It might not seem fun at the time, but it can be. It can be when you know what you're doing and you're honing your skills and you're making it, the business you want it to be. That's, to me, it's a challenge, right? Mm-hmm. It's a challenge to do all that, to figure out, how you need to set up the house, how you need to fix it, how you need to paint it, all this stuff, and it's hard work. Yeah. It's challenging, but at the same time, when you get that pride when it's done,
Yeah. Straight up.
You can't do that with a stock. You can, I'm going to just pour money into Apple, hope it does well. Oh, crap. The next one day it's
when
down.
It does well, you get that pride.
You get that pride. But
you get a prideful paycheck.
You can't call Mr. Cook and say, hey, man, why don't you make an iPhone that does this? You can't. Yeah. I mean, your house, you can do whatever the F you want. I mean, to a point.
That's true.
You can't paint it purple with pink polka dots and stuff. But with a house, I mean, you get that pride because you can go and, okay, this is my investment. It's pumping out 5% a year for me. Mm-hmm. I want to get it to 9%. How can I do that? That presents the challenge. Yeah. Hey, if I open up this area here, make it more open looking, put some new appliances, boom, get people will want to rent it out more.
You control it.
Yeah, and that's the challenge, and that's the pride comes in.
And you remember when you asked Al Williamson when he invested in real estate, if you invested in the stock market, and he said no. Because he had no control over it. And that was the thing. Yeah, you don't have no control over it. That's
I love Al. We need to do Al. We need to get Al on the
Al part 2.
Man.
Yeah. I forget. Yeah, because he does. He has some good stuff he says. Yeah, and that is one of them why I ain't going to lie, it was a little shortly after that I pulled out the stock market. Because I was like, he's right. You have no control over it. At least real estate, you can calculate it, control it, grow it, But
that's our mentor, Al, right there.
Yeah, Al Williamson.
Al Williamson. Look him up.
But we had a very important question come from, I'm not going to say her middle name because I'm going to mess it up. No, from Julie Gates. Remember? She said, she asked, it was a question towards me. She said, I would like to send a constructive comment. We're going to get out of all that. She said, Myka, I don't get it. I have listened to every episode and I think you have timeshares, but how many and how did you get them? Okay, I'll answer that. She said, I feel like you throw out your 6 places downtown and 3 in Arkansas. I only have 1 in Arkansas. And 12 in California. My head spins. Any chance can you do a how he got here episode? I hear the hustle in your voice. And I think this guy is working so hard to get ahead and mentioning your 38 listens in the Midwest. And I think he's loaded. Why is he hustling so hard? So I'm hustling hard because I'm still working. I ain't retired yet. But no. To answer the first question, what was it? She said,
how did you get there? How did you get to that? Or
how did I get my time? Hold on. How many do I have and how did I get them? Timeshares, I have just listings. And these listings are open all the time. Just timeshare listings. I have 450-ish, and then the rest are all personal properties and arbitrages. How I got them, I pretty much got a WorldMark timeshare. And they give me access to properties all nationwide. And I just list them. I just go on the website, copy and paste, and list them. I have my VA do it now. That's pretty much how I got them. The reason I'm still hustling them, no, I'm definitely not loaded. I mean, there's only so much you can make because they're only open 3-month stints. And right now they've put in rules where you have to have guest passes, which makes it harder. So right now I pretty much changed my tactic. I only rent them out a month at a time. So the 1st of February, I'll open up all my February places. We'll be opening up a whole bunch of places at one time. So, I mean, that's just why I do it. Plus, I feel like I want to have assets as well. Like, I want to have real estate for my kid, like I was just saying, for my kids. But, yeah, I'm definitely not loaded. I mean, I make pretty good money doing it, but it's nothing to retire off of, and I'm looking for retirement freedom. But, yeah, I guess you wanted to know that's pretty much the whole story behind it.
The Myka origin story.
Origin story.
It started out, he was living in the ocean, right?
But yeah, if you want more, just hit me up or hit us up. I'll talk about it more on the air or whatever. But yeah, that was that thing we wanted to talk about. Julie Gates, thanks for being a listener, by the way.
Julie Gates, thank you.
Julie Gates. Are you
good question?
Any Kinder Bill?
Keep the keep the questions coming. We dig that.
We appreciate the questions.
And you got a question on the email that was like about the length of a novel. I'll just briefly.
Yeah, it was a good question though. But yeah,
I felt bad. I mean, I don't know. I won't go into specifics with the question unless you wanted to, or say the name and all that stuff.
That's all good. But yeah,
you're gonna hit her up, but you know, she'll have to pay to talk to you.
Business. Yeah. Yeah.
But the gist of it was like man, this is what scares people about timeshares. Everybody's been hit up with the timeshare fast talking. They're like. And then they get to the point where you ask questions. It's the questions they want you to ask them. And she's like, wow, because she thought about you the whole time. And she's like, okay, can I rent out? Can I, you said bonus weeks and this and that. I can rent these out on, you can throw them up on whatever platform and rent them out yourself and make money off your timeshare. They were like sweet talking her and this and that. And then she signs the damn dotted line, and next thing you know, she can't find anybody that knows anything about doing that.
Yeah, I
mean, and it was sad because she's calling like everybody, talking to all, and they're saying, "Oh, try this person, try this, and that's just the runaround,
she was
man."
Talking about, but I think I know who she was.
Or some crazy.
But like I tell people, I have whole courses and stuff I talk about, like what timeshare to get, where to get it, and I told her where to get it. But yeah, you got to be careful. I've said in the past. Don't go investing in timeshares. The only reason I got it was because somebody had it. My parents had it. They don't use it. And I just had it. And I just read the little fine print. And I found out I could rent it out. I mean, most of those people in those little timeshare sales, they're going to tell you whatever the hell you want to hear.
Man, that's straight up lie. They'll straight up lie.
They will. So I was like, dang. But she said she found a way to get rid of it. So that's pretty cool, too. So
well, she kind of did.
Kind of did, yeah.
She's going to take a hit on that credit, I think.
Possibly.
Give it back. Because I told you when my stepmom got a timeshare. Or she got over in Mexico, remember? And I think she dropped like $10,000 that day. Put it on the credit card. But she had asked him because my stepbrother, he was getting married and they were going to go on a trip to Argentina. Mm-hmm. And she said, "Oh, so y'all say you got him all over the world? You got him in Argentina too? Oh man, we'll put him up in the best place in Argentina. Don't even worry about it. It'll be free because you're signing up today." Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, long story short, everybody's been through these timeshare pitches, and a lot of y'all got burned. I'm sorry to hear that. It sucks. But anyways, she as soon as the next day she called them and she's like, okay, I'm gonna book the Argentina trip for my son. They're like, oh, sorry, we don't have any in Argentina at the moment. And like, wait a minute, he just told me y'all had Argentina. No, we don't have them there. Sorry, I don't know who you talked to, but right, day one the runarounds. She didn't even get to use it. What and then she started getting those feelings like, what did I do, kind of shit, And then she went and researched online that particular I don't know if it was Wyndham or I don't know who the hell it was.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was something Star or something. Anyways, she went and looked it up, and all these people talking about how it scammed them. They even did like a 2020 thing on them or 60 Minutes thing on this. She's like, oh crap, And so she ends up trying to cancel. Of course, she can't get a hold of anyone down there in Mexico to cancel this damn thing. It sucked, dude. But she got out of it. Luckily, she got out of it, and she got her money back too.
Man, I was gonna say I need to be a timeshare salesman for 10 G's. hook you up with all types of stuff.
Of course, they start off at 50 for 50,000. You know, blah, blah, blah. Then they go, okay, we got a used one that you can get for 10,000. You know, that's stupid.
You can buy them all on eBay for $1.
So don't go out and buy a freaking timeshare unless you talk to this guy first. Go take his course. You know.
I definitely wouldn't. It wouldn't be in my suggestion for you to buy one. I can tell you how to get one off market. But yeah, I wouldn't tell you to go buy a timeshare. You can get timeshares for $1, by the way, and I can tell you how to do that. But yeah, man, don't get caught in the timeshare scam if you don't know what you're doing.
So is it still worth it for you? You're still making good bank on your timeshares? Oh
yeah. I got a bigger margin. It's just now that they don't come in as frequent due to the pricing, but I ain't really tripping because that's why during that 7 months that I was off, I was purposely taking all my money, all the profits I was making off timeshares, and I was throwing it at arbitrages. So yeah, you got to use it for something else, you know. You got to use it for something else. So
yeah, you can't. And we spoke about the government shutdown a little bit last week, right?
Yeah. Someone asked me about the government shutdown. Go ahead, though.
And no, that's the main reason we're saying you should get other streams of income. Because the situation comes up like that. And you said that's why when you were off work, but you chose to be off work in a way. I mean, they laid you off, but you weren't really trying to jump back into a job real quick. Yeah. You're enjoying it. You were, what is it called? Fun employed.
Yeah. Fun employed, hustling.
But it was the byproduct of it made you hit your business even harder.
Yeah.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. And then when you're ready to bounce back to the market, you're even in a stronger position than you were when you were just, doing the 9-to-5 grind, right?
Yeah, because now everything's passive, All that was passive. Now I had time to go back to work pretty much. But, yeah, speaking of the shutdown, a guy asked in the Airbnb group, he said, and that professional host, he goes, hey, has the shutdown messed with anyone's Airbnb income? And everyone was like, no, and I was going to write in there, it's because the air traffic controllers are pretty stupid. Everyone's still traveling. All they got to do is, like I said, call in, man. But yeah, so I looked that up. There hasn't been a time that all air traffic controllers went on strike.
Okay. So the Reagan thing, which ones went on strike?
I think it was just the ones in D.C.
Was it just D.C.?
I think it was D.C. and it was a few other ones, but not enough to have an impact. But I'm saying if all air traffic controllers called in, America would be grounded. Dude.
It would be grounded, yeah.
UPS planes can't fly. You're going to have some economy issues. For real,
People
man.
want their stuff, man.
Straight up. But, but I haven't seen any down. I couldn't imagine there being any decrease in travel due to the shutdown. I mean, there are longer lines. Like, they said Atlanta shut it down, like, 5 or 6 TSA agent lines due to the people just saying, forget it, we're not coming, or, like, they're calling in sick, so. Yeah, we do got to get the guy. Hopefully, the government gets back up and running because I do have a meme I've been waiting to share. As soon as the government gets back up, it's gonna be. I don't want to post it now because I don't want people to feel like I'm trolling people that are off work or anything, which I'm not. No. But it's just something to click people's mind and think about, like what people do for the dollar, So, the day the government comes back up, I'll be sharing that meme. You'll see what it is. But yeah,
and definitely. Remember that feeling when you do get your job back.
Yeah.
And you do get that because they're going to get some retro pay.
They're going to get
nice little check.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that check? It might be an opportunity, a blessing in disguise,
Well, what they're going to do with that check is pay their bills.
Some of them, most of them.
But I'm not saying all of them, but most of them made. The bank waiting on their pay, But, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just sad. It's just sad that it's like that, It's people in the military not getting paid, It's messed up. So, it is what it is, but.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I hope the government gets.
Maybe baby Trump will get his wall. I don't
know. Yeah, hopefully, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. I don't know what it's going to take.
Oh, did you hear about the couple that died in the Airbnb in San Diego?
Oh, snap. What happened there?
A tree fell on the house they were in and killed them.
Oh.
Yeah,
damn.
And that's why a bunch of people were asking. They were like, hey, is it better to run it through an LLC for liability purposes? They were like, you remove that personal liability. I was like, yeah, that'd be a good reason.
Jeez.
But yeah, that's crazy, man.
A tree.
I never thought about something like that because I think I have a big ass tree behind my Arkansas house, so I need to get that yanked down. But in this situation, they said the tree was in the neighbor's yard and fell over to their yard.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's messed up. All types of liability issues. Maybe the neighbor has to pay up. I don't know.
That does suck, dude.
I know, that's bad, man. You go on vacation. And they were elderly couple, too. So, yeah, that's crazy to think about. You know, the hotel industry will use that on every string they can to Airbnb's, you know.
It's killing people.
Yeah. You know how the game goes.
I know how it is. When is it time to call it quits on the Airbnb game?
That's a good question. When it ain't
you
making you no bread.
Or when it's kind of like got to be like a graph when it gets too much headache for not enough pay, or it's good pay but a lot of headache. You know, it's got to be a balance. I don't know. I think everybody will know.
What's your thoughts?
I've been recently thinking of jumping out, and my reason is because well, first of all, to me, long-term rental is less work.
Let me manage your Airbnb.
Just boom, you gonna do it?
I'll never be at your place, and you'll never hear a phone call from me, and you'll get a bunch of 5-star reviews.
Yeah, and it'll be profitable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I charge 20%. I don't know. That's for you to make it profitable. I mean, I'll make sure my profit goes up, and if my profit goes up, your profit goes up.
Well, are you or we still preaching that people should go underground if their city bans Airbnb? Is it worth going underground?
That's a good question. I would say go underground, like you said about the taxes thing. Pay when it's time to pay. Go underground until they come holler at you, which I doubt the city of Hearst will. I think Hearst is just following suit of other people. They're like, oh, they're doing it, so we're going to do it, you know.
Right.
So that's how I look at it.
Like an opportunity's coming up where, because I did place my rental on the Zillows and all that as a long-term rental, you know, hands-off kind of thing. And actually, someone's going to come check it out tomorrow. Okay. And she's interested in it. And the thing is, I have Airbnbers. Well, it's funny because like I have Airbnbers until like the second week of February. She wants to move in February. Okay. Which is not a problem. But then there's like an empty spot, and then it jumps all the way to the end of April. I have someone renting it for a week. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to ask you this question. This led me to this question right here to ask you. I really do want to turn it into a long term, because by May I wanted to get out of it altogether, because they're going to ban it in the city. I didn't want to go. I was planning on giving it a facelift and getting new furniture and all that stuff for it. But if it's going to be a ban, and they could come knocking on my door, and it could be shut down, you know, after I spent all that money on new furniture and this facelift and everything. I decided, well, I'm going to just do it until May and bounce and just rent it long term, you know. Okay. And so, well, this lady represents a situation where, I mean, she makes good money. She wants to rent it for 18 months, 18-month lease, and you know, at the price that I'm asking. I mean, we'll see. She still got to go check it out. But
furnished?
No, she don't want furnished. She'd take, you know, so I'll take my furniture out of it. And anyways, she's gonna rent it at the price we were trying to rent it at. And so what I was going to ask you was that, what if she said, well, I really like your place. I want to rent it. Here's the deposit, first month's, blah, blah, blah. But I got to be in February because my lease is up, you know, 1st of February. I want to be in. But I have those people at the end of April.
I mean, just cancel it if your margin's what you want it to be.
So just like that?
Yeah, just cancel it. I mean, if your margin's what you want it to be. Oh, my question. This is my question, though. What's the headache of Airbnb that you're having?
The headache, I guess, well, my wife's doing the turnovers. Right? She's always done them. The cleanings, turnovers. And I have
Is she cool with doing the turnovers?
She wants to do them.
Okay, so go ahead.
And before, you know, when the baby was, not walking yet, and she'd chill out in her little crib or her little pack and play, whatever, it was a lot easier. My wife could knock him out. Now the baby's running around getting into everything, so it makes these cleans harder, putting pressure on her. Plus, she's wanting to start her own esthetician, get into more of her esthetician business, which is great. And so I've been having to go over there too to help her out, and stuff like that. And yes, I have tried to hire cleaners, and they just don't do that good of a job. They're not like Airbnb cleaners, and I haven't hit up your thing yet.
Sounds like, man, you're not doing it. You just don't. Okay, are you on Pricelabs?
I'm not on Pricelabs.
Are you on Turnover B&B?
No.
So all you need to do is take 20 minutes and automate everything you do. Pricelabs, Turnover B&B, let them handle your pricing. So you just need 20 minutes to automate everything. 20 minutes, no more work from you. Or, all you'll end up doing, I think probably at your point would be, talking to guests? Because the funny thing is, I'm hopping out of Airbnb too, though.
You're preaching to me. Kind of, yeah.
I'm pulling my 3 rooms out of my house. I'm no longer going to Airbnb out of my house.
That's a big thing right there. What is that about? I saw you wrote that down. What is that about?
Me and Mahogany were talking last night. We were like, dude, we got enough assets to a point now. Like, we have enough Airbnbs where we don't need to do the rooms anymore. Because remember, I was looking at the next gen homes, and they're starting out at like $340, and I'm like, dang, do I want to drop that bread for that? But then I'm looking at it, and then I had a bad feeling from them. So let me tell you what happened. I went up to the next gen homes up in North Fort Worth, far North Fort Worth, all the way up there. So I'm those parts of towns.
Yeah.
Ain't too many of us up there. So I had my jacket on. I got the little, I'm getting ready for my dread. So I got my dread, my hair a little wild. So I hop on my car. I have a button-up shirt and some slack. No, jeans. And I had some dress shoes on because we had a bunch of business to handle that day. So I hopped out the car, but Mahogany wasn't with me. And usually get a better reaction of people with Mahogany's with me. Me, Mahogany, my son, we're a family or whatever.
Yeah.
So I hop out the car. I go up here to the house. And nobody's inside. I'm like, what the hell? It's all these home builders. These 3-4 houses, they're all home builders.
Yeah.
So I walk over to the other house, and I knock, and I get in. And I'm like, hey, where's your next gen home? She's like, oh, you're looking for the Lennar home. She goes, they're over there, which I was originally at. And she goes, yeah, it's a lady in there named such and such, and go over there. And I go over there and knock again, and I look, and there's a lady in there. And I got, I don't know what she looked at, but she kind of looked at me, and I knocked again. And she just kind of looked, and I'm like, okay. So I was like, all right. So I sat there for a minute. I'm like, oh, F this. I'm leaving. So I end up leaving. I drove 35 minutes out here to get there. Right? So I was like, yeah. And I told the lady who I was talking to originally in the email, I'm like, hey, I went out there this weekend, and there's terrible customer service. I didn't get no help. And she's like, oh, so she sends this other lady down, sends me an email. Hey, just come back out. So I was like, man, I ain't giving these people no money. So that's why I was like, And then we talked last night, and I was just like, she was like, we could just stop doing the Airbnbs at the house, because we're trying to have another kid. So I was like, we can go ahead and do that. Just stop doing Airbnb at the house. If we ever drop income, like income drops or something, we always know we can go back to doing it, because we now have the knowledge in our head of how to Airbnb a room.
Or if you go out of town for a week, you can rent a whole house
exactly.
out. Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm hopping at it on that end, out of my personal residence, but I'm still, this next house that I'm gonna buy is gonna be an Airbnb.
You know what? When you were telling me that story, what I instantly thought of, and I used to watch those home buyer shows or whatever, flips the shows where the couple goes and looks for their house, and they show them a few houses and this and that. Yeah. And this one time there was this black family, right? Yeah. And it was a husband, wife, and their kid. And they're looking in this neighborhood. Is this is this is a nice house. And she was showing, walking down the street. This is where this little park over here. This is where your house is, and blah blah blah. He goes, oh look, isn't it? And someone said, isn't that nice, honey? That you can see the neighbors looking out the blinds already. Just to see what's going on. I was like, yeah, I know why they're looking out the blinds. I'm like, please don't move here. Please don't move here.
Yeah, straight up. That's kind of the feeling I got. And I was like, and I looked. I'm like, man, we ain't giving these people no money. Forget them and their neighborhood. I'm out.
We joke about it, but still, it's just that.
Like, it's like that.
like when someone else is watching that show, they're like, "Oh, that's cool. They're checking out who their new neighbors are going to be." I was like, "Oh man, there's some nervous white people." No offense, we got
for real. Because I was like, "What?" Because I'm sitting. It was funny though, because I knocked on the door. She's looking dead at me too, and I'm like, "You ain't gonna open the door?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I ain't got no paper to give you anyway." Like I told you. So.
You remember Kelvin Garmin? He played for the Cowboys. I went to Haltom High School with him. He's a lineman. Anyways, long story short, yeah. This big black dude, lineman, he was like the most popular dude in school. Yeah. And he went and played for the Cowboys for a little bit and San Diego Chargers and stuff. But my cousins were it's funny. He said about the paper, and he said, and my cousins and his friends, he told me the stories. Oh, we were at the store and we saw these girls. We tried to mac to them, and he goes, they just kind of blew us off. And we saw Kelvin, like he saw what was going on. He's like, "What's going on, man?" He's like, "Oh, we're just trying to holler at these girls, but they just walked away." He said, "You should have pulled out a wad like this to say, I was gonna hook you up."
I was gonna hook you up.
So you should have pulled out a wad of that chick in the
yeah, I should have. I was like, nah, I'm good. See, but you know what? A lot of people. I talked to this dude one time. He told me a story when he was over in where was he at? I think he was in Japan or China. He was in the military, and he goes, "Man, it was this watch sitting there, man." And he's looking at this watch, and he goes, "The ladies kind of give me this little bad kind of vibe, like I couldn't afford the watch, because of who he was." And he's like, "Man, he wouldn't bought the watch anyway out of spite." And I'm like thinking to myself, and he goes, years later, I thought to myself, man, shouldn't have bought this damn watch. I shouldn't have gave that lady my money. I was like, for real, man, we got to start thinking like that. Quit giving people your money if they don't want you to, if they don't want you there. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. It's business. You don't want me here? Forget your
peace out. Someone else will take this.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else going to take this bread. So, hey, well, yeah, I was like, forget it. So, it is what it is.
It is, man. It's funny. We see things a little differently.
Yeah, definitely, So, hey, I was like, but yeah, so I'm going to stop doing the Airbnb. So it sounds like Steve needs to hop on Turnover B&B and Pricelabs. So that's what I'm saying. 10 minutes worth of work will have you never having to do any of that again. Because, okay, with cleaners, you have to be patient. I've had bad cleaners.
There you go.
You have to be patient. I mean, I've had people give me bad reviews because of cleaners, but I worked with her. I found out she was trying to build her cleaning business. She's got it rolling now. I get 5s on the cleaning. It's just you have to sit there and be patient with it, Because, I mean, if Lupita stops cleaning, she can focus her time on all this makeup stuff she does and make a fortune doing that, Because I remember me and Mahogany, when we used to go clean our condo, now we don't do it. Like, we focus on building our business. She's building her Mahogany Fitt business, You put your time in other places, man. There's power in time, man. A lot of people forget that. A lot of power in time that people forget about.
And that's the thing, though, because to me, but like I said, on top of automating it, completely 100%.
Yeah.
I did want to give it a nice facelift because I still got, and I hear people talk about it. Yeah, you can't start an Airbnb, on other shows. He goes, people still trying to start Airbnbs with grandma's couch and stuff like that. And literally, I have, in my place it's cool. But I literally have couches that, have just been handed to me from, previous people. They're not terrible, but it's just like I'm going against every color scheme there ever was. And and I wanted to get a bigger TVs and put TVs in all I started thinking of all this stuff and all this money I was going to spend, but I was like, is it worth it for me to spend all this money?
Why you had to spend a lot of money, man? TCL TV's $300 for a 55-inch, man.
$300.
You'll get it back. What do you mean? Charge that to the game. You spend that little $300 and, you know what I'm saying? You get your money back. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
You'll get your money back.
Even if they shut me down day one, though. Because I want to put new beds.
You get your money back in one booking.
Still money. It still adds up.
You want new beds? Why you want new beds?
I got some, just wear and tear. Just people have been using, bumping.
Oh, yeah. Getting a freak on there? I was going to say something else, but he's under controversy. So no.
R. Kelly, yeah.
We ain't going to talk about him on the show. But yeah, man, but hey, people, got to get it in. But, it is what it is. So, man, a 4-month booking. Would you look at that? Go ahead, though.
Pricelabs. Speaking of Pricelabs, the next episode, we're going to interview the Pricelabs guy.
Yes, we will be.
So you guys out there that have struggled through, not struggled through, this has been a fun ep. They're doing the Facebook Live, watching on Facebook Live. Go to what the hell am I saying? Stick around, because right after this one, in 30 minutes, we're going to interview the Pricelabs guy.
Yeah. We're about to get our boy Anurag on, Pricelabs. He's about to Pricelab it up and give us all the good game on that.
Yeah, Pricelabs. Apparently, Myka says Pricelabs is the truth. And if Myka says it's the truth, it's the truth.
Hey, it's the truth right now. I'm looking at a 34-night booking right now. I'm like, yo, hold up. It's a nice little chunk of change. Oh, yeah, that's a nice little chunk of change. So, yeah. Pricelabs is the truth. But we're about to find out the real truth from the Pricelabs creator. This is a good episode. We had some good game about some real estate. Steve will be dropping the full ep soon. Catch us on liveletthrive.com. Our merchandise is officially out. Raheem, I knew you asked about it. You said the merch is fully out. What else we got going on? Where else can they? Oh, yeah, follow us on Instagram. You can follow my personal business page on Instagram, Share Bed and Breakfast. I always post a bunch of stuff on there. So we got a lot of good stuff coming.
slfamilyrentals.com. That's where my stuff's going to be.
Check it out.
So, yeah. Well, we hope y'all are doing great. We hope y'all are getting some value out of this show. We have a freaking blast doing it.
Matter of fact, yeah, and if y'all ever feel like Steve and throwing in the towel, holla at me. I will give you all the advice you need to keep on thriving. If you're having issues, I can figure out your issue and we'll figure it out. See how you can keep going, make this thing passive as possible.
Myka might talk you down from the ledge.
Yes, sir. I'll talk you down from the ledge.
I put some bread in that pocket.
And some bread in mine, too. But yeah, man. We'll holla at you. LLT out. Peace.
Later.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.